All right, questions for Derek Fisher. We'll go ahead and start with Doug Feinberg from the AP.
Hey, Coach, nice win.
Thank you, Doug.
You're probably most proud of the defensive effort tonight since you guys have struggled the first two games on that side of the court, so to speak.
Yeah, no question about it. That the defensive end really does always have to anchor you as a team. In my opinion, you need to score the basketball at the pro level to win, but the best teams are the best defensive teams as well. So this was good for us to, get a feel for, being able to, even when not shooting at a high percentage, still be able to get the stops and create the turnovers so that we can get some extra opportunities. And that's been a good pattern for us. Like we've in terms of field goal attempts, we've outshot our opponent, each night in our first three games. And that's hopefully a pattern we can continue to create and expand on, but start to get more comfortable in particular our open opportunities and around the basket, we can convert at a high percentage. But defense is what gets it done ultimately. So yes, very, very proud and very happy of our group.
And just to follow up, was that something you guys worked on since you had a week of practice between games, sort of to try to iron out that defensive end a little bit?
Yeah, well, I think, as this group gets to spend more time together, just as women and as people and getting to know one another. And a lot of defense is about communication. It's about trust. It's about connection. And if you don't have those things, just because I don't know you well enough to be connected to you, I'm learning how to trust you because you're a new teammate of mine. Understanding how to communicate. Those are things that take a little bit of time with the newly formed group. I think, we tried as best as possible to take advantage of the practice days that we had, but also just, reminding them that the principles and the fundamentals that we've been working on from day one that we get away from sometimes when things, got hard in the first two games. I think tonight we did a better job of sticking with those principles, even at times when things weren't going perfectly for us.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thanks, Rashawn.
What kind of went into the lineup change? What did you like from what you saw from Brittany coming off the bench? And then also your thoughts about Amanda in her first run?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, as we looked at our first couple games and trying to just figure out a way to, we've gotten off to good starts, but, haven't been able to, second quarter and fourth quarter, not just offensively, but also defensively sustain the energy and the effort that we need to be successful out there. And, Brittany deserves, all the credit for, just approaching it like a straight pro and, going out, still playing with that intensity and that passion that we know her for and we love her for. And that didn't change her approach at all. And, we felt like it could be something that could work well for the group. And, again, like she accepted the challenge of coming in and igniting us off the bench defensively. And right away in the first quarter, when she touched the court, the game started to change for us on that end. And then as far as Amanda, I'm sorry. I was just, really happy for her, honestly. She, had everybody had a challenging year last year in 2020, but, she's pushed through a lot mentally and physically to get herself to this point where she's on the court with a new team and a new group. She's enjoying being here. We're very thankful to have her and just happy for her that the work that she's been putting in to get herself back in the lineup paid off right away, not just with her shooting, but I think she lost her voice because she's communicating so much. And that's another thing that helped us with our defense tonight is just Amanda's communication is off the charts. And that helps the perimeter players when they're working their butts off trying to guard the ball and guard the best players in the league. They need people, they don't have eyes in the back of their head. And that's where Amanda and those bigs come into play. So she just deserves the credit for being ready to go tonight.
David Yapkowitz with Next Hoops. Oh.
Hey, hey, Coach. You guys are over the first two games. You kind of struggled to score there, especially from 3-point range. But tonight, Amanda in particular, she hit a couple threes there, and just with her in the lineup there. I know you talked about, you guys were getting opportunities, to score. You just weren't able to convert on them. But with her there and her ability to stretch the floor, her knocking down those couple of shots, how do you kind of see your offense? Do you see your offense being able to kind of get in sync a little bit more now that, she's there and you guys and Nia too, with her shooting ability that, some of those shots are starting to fall a little bit now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of for sure, like Amanda's ability to stretch the floor. I think that gives our perimeter players more space to get into the lane and make some things happen, which, I think for Brittany, for Erica Wheeler, for Taya Cooper, there were more driving lanes available when you have players like Amanda that can stretch the floor offensively. So that definitely helps. Nia's been a rock star since day one of training camp in terms of just doing a little bit of everything. And she made some timely baskets tonight, some great defensive possessions. But I think the group just deserves the credit over the last couple of weeks of just continuing to get to know one another and, get more comfort with what we're trying to accomplish offensively, seeing where those opportunities are, where the gaps are to attack the defense. And I thought that we did a better job of that tonight, which also contributed to a little bit more of an offensive rhythm. And, and as we get more comfortable on that end, understanding where those shot opportunities are, I think we'll improve in terms of our efficiency, whether behind the 3-point line or just overall in terms of our field goal percentage.
Time for two more with Coach. We'll go to Chris Camello.
Hey, Coach, how are you this evening?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congrats on the win, first of all. Second, 35 points from your bench tonight. That was definitely an area that was a little bit of a concern probably these first couple of games in the losses to Dallas and Vegas. Just talk about what they brought to the table, and were Brittany and Amanda kind of the missing links, you think, just with getting that bench going?
Yeah, I mean, we got some dogs and some OGs into that second group. Brittany and Amanda with the experience in this league and understanding situations. And, most importantly, they're both really, really competitive, highly passionate players. And that energy is what we, really, really needed, whether it's from our first group or our second group. So they both, bring that every day. And I think that really helped us tonight to be able to sustain the effort throughout the course of the game. So they definitely deserve the credit. I think Taya's continuing to find her comfort level with where her opportunities are. And, she's gotten some great looks at the basket that haven't gone in yet. So as she gets more comfortable, taking advantage of what's there for her, I think our bench will continue to round out. But having those two veterans in there for sure give us a really well-rounded second group.
All right, last question for Coach. We'll go to Brady Klopp for SB Nation.
Derek, your defense has been really disruptive these first three games in terms of forcing turnovers. Even in those first two games, you were forcing so many turnovers, but still giving up a lot of points. And then tonight, you continued the trend of forcing turnovers, being disruptive on that end of the court, but you didn't give up so many points. What was the difference between those two games and this one that allowed that turnover creation and that disruption and all those deflections to actually really play in your favor this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, again, Brittany and Amanda, like, really giving our second group, a foundation, right? Like, we were asking a lot of like, whether first year players and Arella, Coop, it's her second year, but it's really like a rookie year. There was no training camp last year. A lot of things that are different about this year, and a lot of new teammates, and Bria Holmes and Nia Coffey and Jasmine Walker, who was a rookie. And so there's just a lot, of inexperience in that second unit. And so to be fortunate enough to have two players, like Slim and Amanda, like that really helped us, because, you know, we've done a decent job in the first quarter, you know, in our first few games, but just hadn't been able to sustain it. And so having that energy and that competitiveness in that second quarter and fourth quarter, that really, I think, was a difference tonight in terms of still being disruptive, but not giving up as many scoring opportunities. And hopefully that's something we can build on.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Brittany Sykes. If you'll please raise your hand for Brittany Sykes. Hey, Slim. Good game.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, questions for Brittany. We'll start with Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum.
Hey, Brittany, congrats
What's
on
going on,
the congrats on the win. Your thoughts, you know, just being able to come in and inject energy the way you were tonight. What kind of went into your thought process?
I mean, I want to win. You know, I want to win. I mean, I've been in this league for 5 years now. Everybody knows my identity. You know, I come in, whenever I touch that floor, I'm looking to give energy, I'm looking to give offense, and I'm looking to give a hell of a time on defense. So when I get in the game, that tempo about to turn up 10 times more. So I just know my role, and whichever role fish want me to play, I'm gonna play that thing 110%.
Chris Camello, Nightcast Media.
Hey, Brittany, how are you?
What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, you know, as a bench tonight, you guys scored 35 points. You had 11 of them. Did you feel like with you and Amanda in there, along with some of the younger players, do you guys think like maybe you found something like maybe you guys could build on this moving forward? I understand it's only one game, but do you really think like this could be an ongoing thing, not just a one-time thing?
Yeah, I definitely think this could be an ongoing thing because, you know, with me and Zowie, we have years in the league. It's weird to call myself a vet, but I've had experience for 5 years. So going in with that second group and having like younger players who haven't really been through the situations that we're probably going to go through with that second unit, you know, it was a big move and I like it. You know, it works for us and we're just going to try and keep building on it.
Megan Hines with the Suave Report.
Hi, Brittany. Congrats. I was gonna ask for you, how is it being on the floor with Amanda since this is her debut in the game? And we talk about also the third quarter because you guys had like a really great scoring quarter in that part as well.
Yeah. Well, Z, I'm so happy that she's back on the court. She bust her tail to make sure she got back to us, and to see her out there and to see her moving and hitting shots, it was a joy. You know, we finally got to enjoy that missing puzzle piece that we had in camp and was building, you know. And then just that third quarter, we all made a pact that we were going to come out, we were going to hit them first, hit them hard, and manage the runs. So when we went out there, we knew that our defense was going to be good, but what happens when our offense starts to kind of fall apart? And we figured it out, and we pounced on it. And when we finished that third quarter with 13 points, that was our biggest span in the game for quarters.
Time for two more with Brittany. We'll go to Brady and then David.
Hey, Brittany. After those first few games, you allowed a lot of points, but you had a ton of turnovers still, or forced a ton of turnovers still. And then tonight you kept that turnover trend going, but you really limited Chicago's points. What to you was that difference that you were able to build on the turnovers and turn it into a full defensive effort tonight?
Well, we watched a lot of film on, you know, the good and the bad when it comes to our transition and getting those turnovers and making conversions. It was weird to know that we turned teams over and we didn't, you know, get the points off the back end on that. So now we are looking for those opportunities, and we're just going to keep spacing, keep playing Sparks basketball and getting those points.
Last question for Brittany. We'll go to David Yapkowitz.
Hey, Brittany.
What's up?
You had a couple assists tonight. I mean, you've always been a player that, you can put the ball on the floor, get yourself to the rim, and get to the line, score. But, you had a couple nice passes out there too, on a couple of those drives. Is that something, that you've kind of been working on a little bit? And, how do you see that, opening up your game a little bit, being able to, create for others and
I mean,
get them some.
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's fine.
No, that's been in my game. For you to say that, that means I just got to keep doing it because it's not new. I like creating for my teammates. I like getting off of pick and rolls and transition because I know I could score, So it's like I relieve more pressure on me by giving it to my other teammate, and they make that, it goes from a good play to a great play. So I look for those, and I thank you for that because now that means I have to turn up a little bit more and create for my teammates if it's looking new.
All right, thanks, Brittany.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Next up, we have Erica Wheeler. Please raise your hand in the chat for Erica Wheeler. We'll go ahead and start with Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum.
Hey, Erica.
Hey, how you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in.
No problem. Congrats on the win. What did Brittany give you off the bench tonight?
Energy. Hari and Coop came off the bench with crazy energy on the defensive side, which led to us, scoring in transition and just getting those easy buckets. We rely on that. Coop and Slim are energy players, so they came with it today. They did their job today.
And then personally for you, it looked like there's a little bit better flow for you offensively, or a little bit more comfort level for you out there offensively. Is that true? And if so, what kind of led to that?
We all just figuring it out, man. We're just seeing who played well together. And, when you look at it, I think in the first half, I had 0 points, but 5 assists. I was just doing what the game was giving me. It was 2 players on me, pass the ball, and I'll get an assist. And it kind of changed in the second half, with, me just hesitating, just making the right reads. And, Fish told me, look for myself sometimes. So that's what I did. And I just played the game how I needed to, and I just read the game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it.
Chris Camello, Nightcaps Media.
Hey, Erica, solid performance tonight.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. So just kind of talk about the 2 different units tonight. For the first unit, you guys a little slow out of the gate, but I thought you guys closed out the first quarter strong. The second unit with Brittany and Amanda really seemed to have a different dynamic and a different speed with some of the younger players. Just kind of talk about, is that something you guys could build on, having 2 different units that kind of play with 2 different speeds?
I think we definitely can build on it. Fish is still figuring it out, man. We're a new team. So I think that, just putting pieces together to see what works. And, a couple of groups worked tonight. The first group started the game off pretty well. It was a solid game in the beginning. And then that burst of energy to come off the bench with Cooper and Slim and Zowie hitting big shots and just playing solid defense, both of the groups. So I think just as the season goes on, I think he's going to mix it up. And then once we find our real flow, I think we'll be all right.
Brady Klopp for SB Nation.
Hey, Erica, I love the shirt.
Appreciate it, man. Boss.
I wonder, is it weird having these series where you play the same team 2 times in 3 days in the same arena? Is that at all on your mind before this game, or is it just business as usual?
Business as usual. We playing the game that we love, man. We really living the dream. So I don't think nobody complaining about it. Of course, now both teams have film on each other. We both want to go back to the drawing board and see how we can, win the game. So we live in the dream, man. I don't think it's an issue. Even if we had a back-to-back, I think it still will be the same. And that's what we got to do.
Thanks, Brady. We'll go to Gabby Ducharme with LASparks.com.
Hey, Erica, great game tonight.
I appreciate that, Gabby.
Just want to ask, what was the environment, in the locker room right after the game ended? Were you guys excited? Were you nervous? What was the atmosphere like?
Honestly, you know how, you want something so bad, and we feel it in practice that we're getting closer and closer. So finally, just to kind of pop that bubble, to feel like, woo, okay, we got one. Now we know what it feels like to get a win, because we start out 0-2, that's tough, and we get blown out both games. So we come out to get this win. The coaches came in and fired up. So it was definitely a great feeling. That's one of many more to come. So just have to, feed off this one win and get to the drawing board. We have another one in 48 hours. So prepare for that. We're not going to stay lackadaisical. We're going to get in the gym and, try to get the next one.
Thanks, Erica. All good for you.
That's it.
That's it.
The boss, baby. Appreciate you. Damn, got one.
Last but not least, we will have Amanda Zowie B. If you'll please raise your hands for Amanda. Hey, Amanda.
Hi. Oh, I look cute. I look skinny today.
All right, questions for Amanda Zowie B. We'll go ahead and start with Chris Camello, Nightcast Media.
Hey, Amanda, solid performance out there tonight. What do you think that you brought to the second unit? Brittany talked about just the energy, the great defense, the shot making, and really the good dynamics between you, her, and the young players. Is that what did you try to bring to that unit, and can you guys build on that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think Slim was spot on. The energy was great. Everyone came off the bench with a lot of energy, and we just played together, and it was so much fun. Like, I had so much fun out there, and yeah, but we're just gonna build on like this shot selection and really staying together on defense. So we're just gonna get better from this game. We're all gonna watch it and learn from it, and it's gonna be a beautiful journey together.
Thanks, Chris. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum.
Hey, Amanda, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Fish said you may have lost your voice a little bit out there communicating defensively.
Yeah.
How much of that is just kind of natural for you, and then how much of it was something you noticed, may have been lacking a little bit during the first couple games you watched from the sideline?
No, that's all natural. That's I think that's one of my best qualities on the court, but also as a human, just bringing energy and making sure that everyone stays up and having fun. If we communicate and we talk, then we build trust. So even if you mess up, that someone else got your back. And that's what it's all about. We have a great family dynamic, and, just giving my all. And energy is something that I take pride in, whether I'm on the court or on the sideline, or if I'm home watching the game, I'm standing up. I can't sit on the couch and just watch it. And that's kind of just how I am. And I appreciate that they appreciate that, because positivity, all energy kind of like spread. And if you can bring positivity, then, your teammates feel good about themselves. I guess. No, I know.
And personally, what was it like for you putting on that Sparks uniform in the game for the first time?
Yo, I had so much fun. So I talked to my dad before the game. He's in the Ivory Coast right now. And he was like, baby, you look kind of nervous. And I was like, I am. But it was like good nervous. Like, I had sparkles and inside of me instead of butterflies. And I just had so much fun, honestly. I want to do it again, like right now, but I got to wait till Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time for one more with Amanda. We'll go to Brady Klopfer.
Amanda, how much could you feel during this week of practice that the team was starting to put things together? Because you obviously look like a completely different team than in the first two games. Was that something that felt apparent during practice?
Yeah, for sure. We've been extremely locked in, going at it. And,
we wanted this win. We want to start winning and we want to get better. And you can really tell in practice the energy, and it's a different kind of focus, and the leaders have done a great job of communicating that we have to get better in order to win. This is the toughest league in the world. And you can tell that, those 2 first games, like they hurt, but we had a good amount of time to refocus and really focus on us, like we have some great players and just putting everyone together. And I feel like everyone can like agree with me in saying that we've been locked in. We've been really locked in, and even throughout the game, shoot around today was great as well, where everyone are focused and we are here to lift each other up.
All righty. Thank you, Amanda.
Bye, friends.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.